Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Gab Boson. We back with another one, man. First things first, congratulations to the 4 teams that were lucky enough and good enough. Forget luck, it's not really, well, some teams it requires a little luck, right? Like Steelers. Congratulations to the 14 teams that have made the NFL playoffs for the 2023 season. Congratulations to all you guys. Listen, man, regardless of whatever I think, you guys should be proud of yourselves. This shit ain't easy. You know what I mean? It's been a long season full of injuries. And honestly, when it comes to the title nowadays, especially with the extra game that they've included in the NFL season, man, listen, man, it's survival of the fittest. 9 times out of 10, the 14 teams that make it to the playoffs are the healthiest. It just is what it is, right? But we got but before we get right into it, y'all see the attire. You see what time we on. You see what kind of energy we're representing. TB12, baby. Super Bowl 51 jersey. You feeling the vibe. If you know, you know. If you were lucky enough to win this one of the greatest Super Bowls ever, this was the jersey that Brady had on. Not exactly literally the jersey he had on, but this was the jersey for the 28-3 Super Bowl comeback by Tom Brady, one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. But we're not here to, polish his rings. We're actually here to anoint the team that's going to win the latest ring in the saga of pursuits towards greatness. So we're going to start off with the NFC East. No, should we start off with the NFC? Nah, let's keep the NFC East to the side. Let's dive into the AFC first. We're gonna start off with wild card and move up to divisional round and so on and so forth. Always let me know what your comments are in the comment section. I always read them, like them, respond. You already know my vibe. I ain't one of those. I ain't fake like that, bro. I love interacting with the community because at the end of the day, bro, we all love sports. Now, granted, some of y'all are here to only listen about y'all favorite team. Y'all don't care nothing else about nothing. Granted, that's cool too. Hit the like and subscribe button. But let's start off with the AFC, man. Shout out to Boss Man Juan because I actually got this website because he was doing one and I was just like, you know what? Shit, I might as well do one too, right? So we're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna start off with the Texans taking on the Browns. Again, shout out to CJ Stroud, who's obviously and clearly league, I almost said MVP, rookie of the year, drafted second by the Houston Texans. And bro, this is a little too fast, right? Because the Texans took CJ Stroud to be a pivotal piece towards a rebuild. CJ Stroud basically said, hold my beer, I got this. The Texans are in the playoffs. And not only are they in the playoffs, but they're the 4th seed. Literally one of the worst teams in the NFL just last year is now the 4th seed in the top 4 team in the AFC. You can't tell me a quarterback doesn't change life for any city. That's why I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting to replace this guy. But nonetheless, we're going to clap for CJ Stroud. Everybody. All right, enough. I got the Browns. Honestly, all jokes aside, the Browns are revamped with the arrival of Joe Flacco, who's only played about 4 weeks of football, but he has over 1,000 yards passing. The Browns are just one of those teams that, like, you could compare it to the Jets, one of the best defensive teams in the league, but they kind of started falling off with Deshaun Watson's injury. You kind of thought they were going to spiral and just, see you guys next year, until they made that phone call to Joe Flacco. And if you ask me, I don't know why half the league didn't call Joe Flacco, because a lot of quarterbacks went down this year, and it's crazy that the Browns lucked up and just said, yo, you know what? It's not like you got a Super Bowl, Joe Flacco. It's not like you're a Super Bowl MVP, Joe Flacco. It's not like you're a veteran and you've been in all the toughest games. Why would the NFL want you? I don't know. But credit to the Browns for saving their season, and arguably the head coach saving his job by getting Joe Flacco. I believe, in all honesty, as special as CJ Stroud's season has been this year, injuries, bro. No Tank Dell, no running game. They haven't had a running game all season. It's been off the back and the magic that CJ's been able to provide. They're a good team, and I don't really miss to dismiss them. It's a tough call, but defense wins championships, in my opinion. I think Cleveland goes into Houston and wins that game. Oh, God, I don't want to say easily, but you got to understand, Joe Flacco's a veteran. He's been here. He's done that. He's played in some of the toughest games. This is CJ Stroud's first year, first playoff game. So, the nerves, the anxiety is going to be there in anticipation. Both teams are kind of playing with house money, although I would say the Houston Texans are probably going to be the underdog according to Vegas. But because it's the 4th and the 5th seed, right? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Browns actually had more wins than the Texans. I could actually check that because I had this up. Houston won 10 games and the Browns won 11. You know what I mean? Where we at? That lets you know everything, right? So Yeah, I'm riding with the Browns. We're going to go with the Browns because of the defense and Joe Flacco's veteran experience. I think it's going to be hard for Houston's weapons to get open on that secondary. It's one of the best secondaries out there. Houston's line is not the best. And, you know, they got them dogs out there in Cleveland with, not Clowney, the dude that they got from the Green Bay Packers. Something Smith. I forgot his first name. But at the end of the day, we're really here to talk about Myles Garrett, who I feel like is going to be a destructive force in the wild card and ultimately put a stop to a very special season by the Texans. And shout out to you guys, bro. I did not have you guys being a playoff team at all. You know what I mean? I thought you guys were going to take at least another decade to replace Deshaun Watson, but goes to show you only needed a couple of years. So kudos to you guys. You guys have your franchise quarterback, but winning a championship takes time. I will say this. Is there a glimmer of hope for CJ Stroud to beat the Browns? Because there is, right? Any given Sunday. There is. There really is. And that might come on a special performance if he's able to just find Nico Collins, find Schultz, find a way to run the damn ball. But I got to ride with Cleveland. The better defense, the elite defense against the pass and the run. And the experience of Joe Flacco. Y'all brought him in for a reason. And a playoff game on the road is nothing to Joe Flacco. I've seen this guy go to Gillette and go toe-to-toe with Tom Bomb in his prime. So if there's anybody that's, you know, ready for this occasion, I think it's going to be Joe Flacco. And I'm afraid of what the Browns might be for the Ravens if they end up facing each other, because I feel like these two teams mirror each other. But that's for another day. We'll focus on that in the next round. So shout out to the Browns. Browns go to the second round and advance to the divisional round. Now we got the Chiefs and Dolphins. Oh my goodness. If there was ever a season for the AFC West to win a division, it would have been this year. The hell with you, Raiders, Chargers, and what's the other team I forget? And Broncos. Oh yeah, and Broncos. Shame on all y'all, bro. This very well is probably Patrick Mahomes' worst season, and it's not even like historically bad or anything. It's just everything was a struggle this year by Mahomes. The Kansas City Chiefs lost 6 games this year, which is easily a career high for Mahomes. We're talking about a dude who's used to losing 2 games, maybe even 3 in a regular season. This dude lost 6 games. And nobody in the division could take the crown. Chargers fall apart like always. Russ didn't really get in the way of Denver, but Denver was kind of, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson really wasn't on the same page. And there you have it. Nobody cares about the Raiders. They fired the head coach and GM mid-season. They promoted Antonio Pierce into an interim head coach. The rest is history. A fart in the win organization. See you guys next year. We're here to focus on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, these two teams faced in the regular season, I believe in London, of good like, I'm so sick and tired of the international games, to be honest. Like, I don't like waking up at 9 o'clock for a football game, to be honest. But, you know, some people like football throughout the entire day. But every single time it's overseas, the games are never really competitive. It's hard to gauge what to take away. So I'm just going to scrap that game because both quarterbacks play bad. It's not like Tua lit things up, and it's not like Mahomes dominated the game. It was just a game in UK that who won that game? If I'm not mistaken, I still believe the Chiefs won that game. But nonetheless, these guys facing the playoffs, and we're going to Arrowhead, where Tyreek Hill's revenge game versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a roll with... Can't count on Mahomes, bro. We're going with Patrick Mahomes. Honestly, we're talking about a dude that's never played a career game on the road in the playoffs. Every playoff win has been at home for the Prince Mahomes, right? The NFL's golden egg. And I continuously believe that he's going to do whatever it takes to win this game. This is going to be another big game for Tua, where he has to travel on the road. It's going to be pretty cold. I've never been to Kansas City. I'm not really sure where the stadium's located, but typically around the playoffs, you tend to see a lot of sweatshirts and hoodies and long sleeves out there on the field. It might get a little brick, and you know what I mean? Worst case scenario, it might even snow. So for a Miami team, that's not the best case scenario. You know what I mean? For these prima donnas that play football in 90-degree weather and sunshine and palm trees. So hopefully it's cold and they get the chills, but nonetheless, no, honestly, it hasn't been pretty for the Chiefs. I don't really have the Chiefs going too far, but I think they could at least get past the first round. I don't see them being one and done. Tua had an opportunity to win the division at home versus Josh Allen, who virtually was not the best version of himself, although you will say he probably wasn't the best version of himself all year. But nonetheless, you have a chance to win the title and avoid Patrick Mahomes, and you guys lose at home. That was a big statement. You guys already know what I think of Tua. He's a good quarterback. I'm not going to call him great, but his arm has always been in question to me. I think Miami has a championship caliber roster, and I'm sorry, not sorry, Tua just isn't that guy for me. Just isn't that guy for me. It is what it is. He has weapons. He puts up good numbers. He belongs in the league. But is he going to deliver Miami a championship? Stop the cap. Moving on. Kansas City advances to the divisional round, which basically puts, oh, wow, the Browns with, the Ravens. It just is what it is, bro. I'm afraid of this matchup for Baltimore. But, yeah, we're going to move on. So, Kansas City, now that they're in the divisional round, they go on. Not that they're in the divisional round, we're going to go off to the next matchup. All these games on Saturday? I'm not even sure. They might be on Saturday. Maybe even a couple of games on Sunday. We have the number 2 Bills taking on the number 7 Pittsburgh Steelers. Lord have mercy. Shout out to my cousin, Chisel Adonis. Your bum ass Steelers snuck into the playoffs, bro. I don't know how. Someone left the back door open for Mike Tomlin. I thought it was over for him. I wanted it to be over. You know what I mean? He's been there forever. And I got sick and tired of this, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing record. You know what I mean? But it's been a while. It's been a while since Pittsburgh's been great. Shame on the Jacksonville Jaguars for landing the Steelers into the playoffs with Mason Rudolph and Mitch Trubisky. Just had to get that off my chest, bro. I just don't understand how. But nonetheless, this team is still a very deserving team. Let's go look at the standings again. Pittsburgh went 10-7, and to be fair, Pittsburgh did what they had to do. They had to beat Baltimore, which they did, and they needed a couple of things to go in their favors, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, to choke against the Titans. And right on schedule, what do you think the Jags did? They do what they do best, be irrelevant. So now we got the Steelers taking on the Bills. I don't want to be too dismissive of the Pittsburgh Steelers because their defense has been solid, dealing with a couple of injuries. I hate the fact that TJ Watt is not playing, bro. The fact that Josh Allen gets to drop back in the pocket, not have to worry about the, defensive player of the year haunting him. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think Buffalo goes on to win. Steelers have to travel, again, another cold game, but Steelers, they cut like that. They're not one of them warm climate teams. So I doubt the weather's going to, play that much of a factor. But I got the Bills winning this game because they're just a better team. Buffalo has been a little bit more consistent than the Steelers. The Steelers, I'm going to be honest, man. I think they're just happy to be in the playoffs, but no one got them winning a chip. Now, if they make it past the Buffalo Bills, delete this shit. Delete this shit. I'm gonna be in tears because when does anything ever make sense in football, right? Just when you feel like you think you know this sport, any given Sunday. So, but I'm gonna ride out with Josh Allen to beat Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph or whoever Mike Tomlin calls heads and tails on and plans on starting. I think Buffalo beats either quarterback easily. What we got next? Okay, we still in the wild card. Let's set up the NFC East. We're gonna start off with. Who do we want to start off with? We have some pretty decent matchups. I'm not gonna lie. Let's start off with Buccaneers and Eagles. We'll go Bucs and the Eagles. Buccaneers led by Baker Mayfield, who had how do I describe Baker's season? Unexpected, your typical underdog, Friday Night Lights. It's never really pretty, but all of us, we embrace being an underdog, so we're gonna give everybody our best. And them giving everybody their best got them the 4th seed in the NFC. It's crazy. I didn't think that the Bucs would return to the playoff form after Baker, who traveled where was he last year? He was on Carolina last year. He was on the Rams last year. He was starting to hit that journeyman window where it's just like, oh man, it's over for Baker. That first overall pick is now becoming journeyman. But honestly, leading the Buccaneers to the playoffs, listen, it wasn't pretty, but I think that just guaranteed him a new contract to come back. And I'm always happy for players that get paid, but we're here to talk about championships. Nobody cares about your life story nor your journey. As far as the number 4 Buccaneers, they take on the Eagles, the Schmeagles. Eagles also started off the season pretty hot. I don't know why I said also. It's not like the Buccaneers started off. I don't know. We're just going, right? Eagles started off the season pretty dominant. I'm talking about, can I interest you in 10-1? Bruh. Yeah, they were that cold. Eagles, at some point, Something went wrong, bro. Whether you want to say it's injuries, whether you want to say it's the coaching staff and a lack of ability to bring out the best in Jalen Hurts, but these guys hit a wall, bro. And I can't even explain the wall because it started off with a loss to the 49ers, which I gladly predicted, and I needed you Eagle fans to be humbled because y'all talk a lot of shit and y'all just guaranteed yourselves a championship, right? Well, we'll see. But it started off with a loss to the 49ers, then it carried on to a loss to the Dallas Cowboys and the Seahawks, and it was just kind of like, hold on, y'all lost to the Seahawks? Now you guys are a laughingstock. It was one thing to lose to the Cowboys, and you just gave Cowboy faithfuls a lot of bragging rights to talk shit because y'all been trying to bully everybody, especially since last year and you went to the Super Bowl. So it was only fair that the Dallas Cowboy fans gave you flack for that. The hell you guys doing losing to Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks? Drew Lock? Drew Lock, who was a Denver Bronco quarterback and got traded to Seattle because they had no use for him, and who's essentially been a backup since he's been out there. I don't know how he's still backing up Geno. You couldn't tell me the difference between either of these two, but I get it. They're paying Geno, so he's going to start. But Drew Lock, who eventually goes on an 80-yard game-winning drive, all throwing it on Bradbury. Basically the entire drive. If you look at that game-winning drive, in that upset win by the Seattle Seahawks, they just targeted Bradbury. And I think Baker Mayfield is going to target Bradbury. This is a tough one, but I'm going to be honest. I think the Eagles are reeling. And I just wouldn't be surprised because you got to leave room for an upset. There has to be an upset. It never goes like you expect in the NFL playoffs. And I just want to be right. I don't want to go with the consensus. I'm not reading anything off some ESPN script. I'm here to talk shit. You know what I mean? I'm here to follow my gut, and my gut is telling me Baker Mayfield beats the Philadelphia Eagles in Tampa. The Eagles have to travel to Tampa. I just think a team that's been reeling with losses to the Arizona Cardinals, and hear me out because I'm not trying to be a hater, but you guys have lost to the Seahawks with Drew Lock. You lost to the Arizona Cardinals, who was essentially tanking all throughout the year until Kyler Murray came back. And then you lost the last season game against the Giants with the division title on the line. Granted, Dallas would have won it regardless, but those losses to Seattle, the Giants, Arizona, put the nail in your coffin, bro. You guys can't beat teams not going to the playoffs. So why would I put my money on you guys to actually beat a playoff team? I'm just keeping it a bean. Now, are the Buccaneers impressive? God, no. Hell no. They're ugly work. You know what I'm saying? It's never pretty with the Bucks. Like I said, they're the Friday night lights. They live up to the underdogs. And I think going into this game, they're going to be underdogs. But that secondary on Philly, I've been saying it since week 3, is not the same. I don't know. Them boys is aging like milk. They're aging like milk. Everybody looks slow. Everybody looks lost. The middle of the field is wide open all the time. Now, granted, Jalen Hurts has been playing phenomenal statistically. But the eye test shows you that he's struggling. And now we got injuries to Devontae Smith. We got injuries to A.J. Brown. And now there's some thumb injury going on with Jalen Hurts. And there's no bye week to recover. And they're just going to feed you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are like, hold on. These dogs are wounded. Let's feast. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win this game and end the Schmeagles and send them packing. They're on the worst decline I've ever seen for a team that can bounce back from a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's that Super Bowl hangover they always talk about. And I know as a fan, sometimes it feels like, yo, my team went to the Super Bowl. Even though we lost, we'll be back next year. But you guys don't know how hard it is to get back. You know what I mean? And I just don't see it happening this year. Now, granted, if the Eagles win, then the Eagles win, right? Like, who's surprised? I'm willing to roll the dice that there's going to be an upset in the first round. And I just think out of all the matchups, I think Baker's going to be the one to deliver it to the Eagles. Appreciate you guys. And you know what I mean? It's been real Eagles, but there's always next year, right? Moving on, we got the Lions and the Rams. Oh, my boy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. What do I think about these two teams? I'm going to be honest. The Rams are probably one of the fewest teams I've even reacted to on my channel. I don't know. They're just not fun to watch at times. You know, Stafford dealt with some injuries. Cooper Kupp missed the beginning of the season, and honestly, he's been a shell of himself. Puka Nacua is in golden egg. Like, you guys basically virtually just replaced Cooper Kupp with Cooper Kupp still playing. Sometimes you just luck up when you select some of these players. Puka Nacua has been just a beast. Just a beast, a PPR monster. And the Rams are going on to Detroit to take on the Lions. And the Lions have been impressive all throughout the year, starting off the season, beating off the Chiefs in their season opener when they're defending the titles. Golf has looked pretty decent. I still believe that Goff is a game manager, although some people will look at Jared Goff and be like, no, he's better than that. Put some respect on his name. No. Jared Goff is a pretty decent quarterback. He's slightly, do I want to say he's above average? I would have to compare him to an average quarterback. I'll say Jared Goff is above average. Jared Goff, who's been to a Super Bowl for the Los Angeles Rams, goes up against his former team. Come to think about it, revenge game. I love it. Now I know the Lions are dealing with a few injuries. They lost Laporta, but they're saying that Laporta can win. I definitely believe that the Lions have the firepower to beat the Rams. It's just, at the end of the day, it comes down to playoffs. And when you're playing in a playoff game, these coaches will take away your strengths and force you to go to option 2, option 3, option 4. And they're going to bring pressure. Now, I'm not trying to say Jared Goff is a quarterback that folds to pressure, but he's going to have Aaron Donald on his neck. Granted, Detroit's O-line has been pretty above average. They're pretty good O-line, can run and pass protect. So they might counter each other in that aspect. I'm going to roll. Damn. I'm going to roll with the Lions. I've been watching the Lions all season. They run the ball exceptionally well. They have a lot of firepower. Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams is coming into his own, and the ground game with Montgomery and Gibbs. These guys are loaded. I'm not gonna lie, they're loaded. The Rams, they're experienced. Stafford may be a little long in the tooth. We're hearing retirement every now and then, and I can't blame this man. This guy he's earned his stripes around the league. But I do think that the Lions go on to win this series and move on. I'm not gonna say easily. Should I give up like final scores? I'll give final scores towards the end. I'm never really good with them, but we'll see. So that pretty much sets up 49ers to face the Buccaneers. Okay, whatever. Moving on, we got the number 2 seeded Dallas Cowboys taking on the Green Bay Packers, number 7 seed. Also impressed with Jordan Love. I actually reacted to the story of Jordan Love on my channel if you guys want to check it out. That shit don't got no views. It's like nobody rocks with him or nobody rocks with me. Something's got to give. Maybe it's him, because it can't be me, right? But nonetheless, a very impressive season, bro. He started off pretty kind of lost his way, but he stole a couple of wins, bro. He ruined Thanksgiving in Detroit. He stole that Thanksgiving game away from them boys out of nowhere too, bro, because at that point Green Bay's been reeling, but I think they've gone 4-1 in the last 5 games and earned the 7th seed. It was earned by Green Bay. They didn't need anybody to lose out for them to make the playoffs. These guys delivered, and they delivered in impressive fashion, bro. They go on to take on Dallas in Jerry World. Oh my gosh. Cowboy fans, right? And I knew I was going to react to this shit, but I know you guys don't have the greatest history when it comes to dealing with the Green Bay Packers. Whether it's, hold on, matter of fact, did I leave the windows open? I did. Haha! Y'all remember this? Hold on. I don't have no sound, so I can't hear it. It's all good. My headphones. Tony Romo. Bro, honestly, I watched this game live. This was well before I had a reaction channel, and this was probably one of the most controversial calls I've seen in a long time. What was another controversial call that I could remember that cost a team its season? Controversial calls. All right, nothing's coming to me, but in recent memory, this was one of them. The Dez, did he catch it? You know, it's like, just when you think Cowboy Nation, they're close to an NFC title game, the referees or the rules got in the way, and it's typically against the Green Bay Packers, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You guys have had nightmares versus the Green Bay Packers, but luckily, it's not against Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about a new era of the Green Bay Packers. We're talking about a Green Bay Packer led by Jordan Love, who, for good news, Dallas, right? Like, he's not a 4-time league MVP and a Super Bowl champion. He's essentially a rookie, right? So with that being said, I think the Dallas Cowboys overcome their nightmare and break this Green Bay Packer curse that they've been endured. Matter of fact, you remember the other curse? Hold on. Y'all remember this? This throw was something to be had. Y'all remember this nightmare? Shit. 3rd and 20, tie game. There's only 11 seconds left. You guys essentially come back. I think Dak had led a 14-point drive. You guys were hot. Y'all just needed to stop. It is literally 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20. And I'm trolling, but I also feel for you guys because this shit is devastating. I've had Tom Brady. I know how it feels to devastate other teams because just when you think you got them, hey, listen, bro, it's what Shannon Sharp calls some players are able to summon greatness in pivotal moments, and that's what separates them from everybody that's playing on that field. It's greatness. In moments like this, although Dallas, you guys are probably cringing, Green Bay is probably smiling, cheesing that hard. This was one hell of a throw by Aaron Rodgers, bro. Bro, this was a dot. I mean, how often in regular season games do you see a quarterback roll out to the left? Roll out to the left to buy extra time and throw a dot like this down the sideline. Which was like, what, a 50-yard completion on 3rd and 20? Let's see the replay. Just an absolute nightmare. Oh my God. Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? If you know, you know, because sheesh. But nonetheless, that's your history, right? And, you know, I could jump into the 49ers, but you guys ain't facing the 49ers just yet. But that's your nightmare against Green Bay. I think you guys wake up from that nightmare and start and move on to the next round. Ooh, that sets up Detroit and Dallas. Yeesh. That's going to be exciting. Now, the first, I think Green Bay versus Dallas is going to be exciting too, but nothing like a rematch. Holy. Lions and Cowboys, is this in Jerry World? This is absolutely, wow, Cowboys get 2 home games. And the Cowboys have been undefeated at home this season too. Okay, mental note, we'll be back. But I got the Dallas Cowboys beating the Green Bay Packers and advancing to the divisional round. How long is this video? God damn, I'm 30 minutes in? Ain't no way I'm 30 minutes in. This is just too long. All right, so, shit, do I just keep it for the first round? We'll keep, I don't know. Damn, how am I 30 minutes in? I don't want this video to be that long. All right, so we'll just, I have so much fun. I could talk all day when it comes to sports, yo. I love this shit. I really do embrace it. I don't fake react. I love football. I'm a diehard Patriot fan. And when it comes to sports, I could talk with the best of them. I don't care what anybody says. I could talk with the best of them. But I'm going to keep chapters in so you don't have to hear me rant and ramble and kill time. But damn, I didn't even think I'd be 30 minutes in. Damn near 30 minutes in already. Shit. All right, so, and then I'm just contemplating. Do I want to do the next round? That was only the first round. The first round took me 30 minutes. Holy. I might as well, right? So we're going to just conclude this. I'll super sim it because I'm going on too long. So we're going to go the divisional round. We have the Chiefs and the Bills. I am going to ride with, oh damn, Kansas City has to go to Buffalo. I'm gonna ride out. Damn, can Josh Allen finally do it? Can he finally get over the Patrick Mahomes wall? This golden egg right here has been blocking a lot of dudes from making the Super Bowl, bro. And until it's done, I cannot definitively put money on another team to do it. I got Kansas City moving on to the next round. This is a trap game. I'm just gonna super sim and keep it short. Try to keep this within 35 minutes. This is a trap game. I told you guys in some of my other videos between Baltimore and the Browns. I just think the Browns match up defensively perfectly against the Ravens. I believe Ravens split the series 1 up with the Browns and Joe Flacco versus his team. And one thing I've seen in revenge games, like these quarterbacks, these players have a lot to prove. And Joe Flacco wouldn't mind coming off the couch and ending his old team's season. But I can't go against Lamar. He's the league MVP. Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the National Football League. I think we have an AFC title game between the Ravens and the Chiefs. And we go to the NFC. Again, I'm just super simming it. I'm sorry if you guys wanted it to be longer. I don't want this video to be like 40 minutes. So I mean, we're just gonna cut the time. We're just gonna cut to the bullshit. 49ers and Buccaneers. I think the 49ers spend 4 quarters pimp slapping the Bucks. It just is what it is. Sometimes you just run into a team that's just better. You just run into a team that's better. And Baker Mayfield, that's when it stops. The Cinderella story, the underdog story. Nah, bro, you running into a juggernaut. We ain't got time for you. 49ers win this easily. Oh, Lions and the Cowboys, bro. Lions and the Cowboys is going to be a great fucking game. They might come down to the wire too. I just hope these guys can stay healthy, that we get a pure, great football game. But to be honest, if I'm keeping the same energy I've had all season, I've reacted to all these teams. Like, I reacted to every Lions game, every Cowboys game, and I just look at the eye candy. And when I think championships, I think of a quarterback that has to lead his team there. A quarterback that's either in his prime or just feels like it makes sense. The Lions are a great team. The Cowboys are a great team. But if I had to look and just think about what makes sense to me, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm rolling with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys to face the 49ers for third consecutive year in the playoffs. Moving on to the conference title championship. I haven't given these much thoughts. I'm just kind of super simming this. Damn, this is so fucking hard, bro. This is so hard. I think for the AFC, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Lamar finally gets a chance to deliver on his promise to Baltimore, that he was going to deliver them a championship. I think he's going to live up to it. The Ravens defensively are just better than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs offensively have struggled all season. It just hasn't looked pretty. And Mahomes magic that we're accustomed to seeing, like them backyard throws, behind the back, the diving passes, we ain't seen none of that shit this year, huh? It ain't so good without Tyreek Hill. It ain't so fun when the rabbit got the gun, when you're forced to get it out the mud. Patrick Mahomes has definitely had to earn his stripes. And I just think they run into a brick wall in the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC, and the Baltimore Ravens goes to their first Super Bowl under the Lamar Jackson realm. And it's going to be fun to see. I'm excited for Lamar. I love Lamar, bro. Like, he's exciting football all the time. He's clutch, and a lot of people don't give him his credit, but he's beaten Patrick Mahomes before. He's won difficult games, and again, he's a good quarterback, but his legs make him special. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. And there's no preparing for that. There's nothing that Andy Reid could do to simulate Lamar Jackson in a pocket. You just don't know what you're getting from him. I think he's the AI of this generation, and he's a special quarterback. The most electrifying quarterback still in the playoffs. On to the NFC. We got the number 2 Dallas Cowboys taking on the number 1 49ers. This game, I'm split in I don't know who I have winning. This is so hard, bro. I've reacted to every Brock Purdy game. I've seen every 49er highlight. They've even beaten the Dallas Cowboys this season. They've been punching the Dallas Cowboys for so long now. I think the Cowboys have lost the last 3 games to the 49ers. My thing is, it's like, it's science, because something is bound to give, right? You can't just keep beating the same team over and over. And maybe you can. In some cases you can, but this ain't a division rivalry game where you see these guys twice a season. It's like my head says the 49ers, but my heart wants to say Dak finally breaks the curse. Heart head. We're gonna roll with the We're gonna roll with the 49ers, man. I've been calling them the most loaded roster in all of football. It is what it is. I thought they were gonna win the championship last year because of injury. They didn't. But they absolutely, I could see them sweeping out the NFC and making it to the Super Bowl, barring injury, of course. Although I wouldn't be mad if Dak finally makes it to the Super Bowl. It'll be nice. Dak and Lamar, that's not bad. Lamar and Purdy ain't bad neither. 49er Nation deserves this. They like, boy, they can't wait for this to happen. And as far as the Super Bowl comes down, number 1 seed, 49ers and Ravens. Who you got winning, Gabos? Defense wins championships, quarterbacks wins games. And I think that under all this, like everything that both teams have gone through, who can I trust to win a game of this magnitude? I feel like I could trust both, but I'm going to ride with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion, are the 2023 NFL champions. You guys let me know in the comment section what you feel, 49 Nation. I know you guys hate me, but I just got to keep it a bean. I'm going with my head over heart. In this case, my head says Baltimore, my heart says the 49ers. Baltimore beat you guys early in the season and really wasn't close. And I think Lamar Jackson, with all the marbles, you know what I mean, all the chips in the middle of the table, I think he snatches that ring because he's wanted it since, you know, falling in the draft and feeling like he needed something to prove. Although Purdy has something to prove too, being Mr. Irrelevant. I'm the last person to draft. Lamar, what you crying about? You got drafted last in the first round. I got drafted last, period. I just be talking shit. But nonetheless, both guys have something to prove, and it's going to be exciting to see these guys battle it out for a championship. Both teams deserve it, but only one team is going to win it. And I'm going to ride with the Baltimore Ravens. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think. Agree, disagree. Please let me know, and I'm going to holler at you guys and heart and comment back on all the comments. Till next time. Oh, yeah. Road to 20K humbly. And these were Gab Bose's NFL playoff predictions. I might be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong on some of them, but for the first round, I feel like I got it figured out. Y'all let me know, though. My bad.